Today, the rest of the
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's very right. Try. Communicate all the time, make sure that you follow the procedure.
Y'all want to move up here, you can, so you can see.
Yeah.
Sit up wherever you see.
You need to move this table or whatever.
This is not the right one.
Oh,
That's the wrong one. Anybody got the right?
Oh, that's right.
I picked up the wrong one. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. No, I don't.
No, I'm good. We on? Is Keith gonna be here? You don't know?
You may, if
He
he comes in,
but I thought he was
it
coming
is
down.
11:02.
Okay. Is Sandy coming up? Call.
Your call has been answered by a bike.
Is that 324?
Yeah. No, we're moving.
Let's move.
We're moving on. I call to order Van Zandt County Commissioners Court, well, workshop for Van Zandt County. We do have a quorum established here. The reason we posted it for Wednesday, March the 30th, 2022 at 11:03 a.m. 11:03 a.m. with all members of the court arriving. And so we call it to order. Announced quorum is established. Any public comments, Scott? No public comments. This workshop is a grant work projects workshop. Is there anything from the beginning from the Commissioners Court? Is there anything from the commissioners we'd like to address on this grant works workshop? Okay, being none, we'll move to grant works representative here. Do you have any updates or anything?
William on there?
William?
That's very.
Barry, okay. You hadn't seen William?
Is William not on yet?
Okay. They, I did have one, and y'all may have got it from TAC. Everything TAC was sending out says that anyone that got, and I hadn't talked to Sandy about this, that says that anyone that received less than 10 million can use all of it.
Lost.
Okay. I thought anybody, regardless of the amount, could use 10 million,
I think.
whether you receive more.
You could just use 10.
But you can just use 10, but everything they referred to said that if you received over 10, you could use the calculation or something, but if you received less than 10, well, that wasn't my understanding. That hadn't been my understanding from the beginning. My
I
understanding.
think we could use the 10, but anything we got over that, we'll have to use calculator to determine what, none of that doesn't have anything to do with the loss. That's just money that we
Yeah.
can use.
But I think we've already spent what we spent. And
Spend on grant.
that's right. Well, grant works. Just grant works,
Exactly.
but we're spending for Karen and for Scott. That gets you below 10 million. Well,
Grant
below,
works, Karen and Scott puts us down below.
Yeah,
below 10 million. So then everything, even though we got above 10 million, that we received more than 10 million, that, hey, we're okay.
yeah.
Well, we're not okay yet because I sent y'all all the copy of where they may take some of that money.
Well, Steve.
Yeah. Just half of it though.
Just half of it.
We should be getting our second allotment, probably May. And they said there's a possibility they may take some of that.
Well, I do have a question. Now, we can invest that money or put it in a interest-bearing account is what I've been reading, but we don't have it there.
It's in Texas Light.
Well, it wasn't showing any difference in the amount of money we got in that line item yesterday than it was 2 months ago or a month ago.
Well, we had to pull some out to pay a bill last quarter. Just drawing interest there.
Okay, well, that's all I was concerned.
It's in a separate Texas class.
Yes.
It's not mixed with county money.
Right, I understand that.
Good.
I just didn't see it making any money, but if it is, that's great.
But I did have to pull out 30,000 last quarter to pay trial.
Okay,
We got invoice for trial.
right. Okay,
Is that representative?
That's the representative trial screen. That's Barry Black. Still don't have a.
William's still not with us. You say Barry? Barry.
Sir,
Is Barry?
Barry Black.
very good.
Is William not on? Do you want me to provide an update on our services at this time?
Yeah, that would be good if you want to go ahead and
Okay.
provide an update of your services. And then that way William may show up or he may not.
Gotcha. All right. No problem. Well, since I think we didn't meet a couple weeks ago, but so I'm kind of giving an update over the last 2 to 4 weeks, really. But we continued to run coverage analysis and provide coverage maps for some additional candidate sites that we're looking at throughout the county for the new radio system. We've also finalized the needs and requirement report, and I believe that's probably been distributed for everyone's review. We worked with Sandy Hill and also GrantWorks to get the requirements that they have for the RFP. And I have received that from Sandy, and I've also received all that information from GrantWorks. So we look like we're in good shape to have everything we need. And that was kind of needed for this dispatch console furniture RFP as well. But so we've been working on that and we've gotten all that information. I believe today's agenda for the Commissioners Court had the approval of the release of the dispatch console furniture on it. And so we plan, I don't know the outcome of that. Was it everything a go there?
It was approved.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. So we plan to get that on the street today so that we can get that process going. It's a little bit of a lead time for this customized furniture. And we want to make sure that that furniture is in place so that when the consoles, the radio consoles and supporting equipment infrastructure for the dispatch center is purchased through the ECCOG grant, which has a deadline later this year, that furniture is in place and able to accommodate that equipment, that infrastructure. So that will get going, and questions are due on that April 6th, and proposals will be due on April 20th. So this process, if you went through your equipment vendor, the radio vendor for RFP1 to get this furniture, you'd probably be looking at spending an extra $20,000 or $30,000. So this should be a nice savings and move things forward for the county with regards to something that has a long lead time or longer lead time, let's say. So our next steps are that we are going to have a meeting with you guys next Wednesday to kind of go over that needs and requirements report, answer any questions that you may have regarding that. Make sure that we're on the same page with the county with regards to the needs and requirements for the new radio system so that we can integrate that into the RFP for the new P25 radio system and dispatch equipment that will be the next RFP that's released. And we're working with Commissioner LaPrade to finalize a critical building list for the county. And this would be buildings, county buildings, schools, fire stations, police departments, things like that, even commercial structures possibly, that it's very critical that your new radio system provides in-building coverage there. That'll be a critical part of the RFP to make sure that the vendors that respond provide a solution that provides you that in-building coverage so that your first responders aren't going into a building and not have communication from the inside of the building back to the system. So that's very critical. So we're working on that. And then we've also got a survey next week of the DPS Rhines Roost Tower down in Precinct 2 scheduled. So we'll be looking at that. That's a possible site for the county to install on. And we're going to check out the feasibility of that from an equipment standpoint, from a space on the tower standpoint, and generator backup power standpoint and all that. So we're going to address that next week and see what that site looks like. That's kind of where we stand right now.
Okay. And I do believe Chris has joined us. Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone have any questions for Troy? Questions?
Oh yeah, I do have a question for Barry while we're all on the call. Barry, are you familiar with the FCC NEPA permits that are required for radio towers?
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah, that'll be a requirement, excuse me, in the RFP, of course.
Okay.
And so anything with regards to NEPA and the FCC, most of those requirements will be the responsibility of the radio vendor.
Okay.
With regards to the FCC, you know, you've got FCC licensing requirements for these, even though the frequencies in the 700 megahertz band have been allocated for Van Zandt County.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those are in use already for Canton, but the remaining ones, whatever is required for the new radio system, it will be the vendor's responsibility per a requirement in the RFP for them to go and license those with the assistance of the county, of course, because the county will have to sign some paperwork and all, but they will do the actual filing with the FCC. And then, you know, there are some other things with regards to NEPA as well. So yes, we will absolutely have all those things covered.
Okay.
Any other questions for Troy?
I think we will have some questions in our workshop on the 6th. Sixth. Yeah.
Very good. We'll be there and ready to answer any questions you guys may have.
Okay. Mr. Bale, Bass, do you have a update?
Yeah, I did. I know there was a question last time regarding road projects, and Texas code stipulates that we don't need to go out for an engineer for a road project. So if we did want to pursue that, we could do it in-house. I'm not sure if you guys have construction crews within the Van Zandt County staff that would do that, or we could go out for put out an RFP out for a construction crew to complete that road work. But we wouldn't need to have an engineer design it or anything. The only cities are required to have engineers for road, not for road projects, not counties.
Okay. That's good news. Okay. Any questions for Mr. Bass? No questions?
What's she had on here? She told me that she had not heard back from you.
Okay. I don't know if you could hear Sandy. She said, where are you at with Karen's?
Oh, yeah. So we're, yeah, so in regards to that, yeah, I wrote back to her. I have written back to her, and we're doing a little bit of research for the independent cost estimate, which will need to be conducted before we go out for the RFPs, and we'll have the RFP ready for the council to review at the next meeting on the 6th. So after you guys approve it, we'll be able to get it out, but I'll have it to you for review to submit before then.
Scott, what about your project?
We ordered it, we got a PO, and we're already starting.
Okay. Everything's still on track, Chad? Everything moving?
We're moving along as scheduled.
Yeah. Trot asked if it was approved in court, to go on the furniture. And the only question that came up in court this morning was who's gonna order the furniture? Is he still there?
I am still here.
Okay.
Yes. So we looked at going with, you guys are a member of the HGAC cooperative buying program, which is the Houston Galveston. And so there are 4, well, first of all, William informed us that we need to get 3 bids or 3 quotes on this. And so when we looked at HGAC, there were 4 different companies there that provide this type of customized dispatch console furniture. And so we vetted them, made sure that they were registered with SAM and a bunch of things. And this looks like not only is it an easier way to purchase, but it's also has very competitively already negotiated prices. So the pricing is very good as well. And so this will make it fairly easy for the county to secure this furniture. Once the bids come back, we'll have to determine how we want to, there's a scoring criteria in the RFP, and we'll have to look at those proposals, and they're all coming to Sandy, myself, and William. All the proposals are that way. And once a selection has been made, then the county can take that information, and being a member of HGAC can go and follow those steps that William actually provided a link of how that process works with HGAC. But the county will be able to go through that process, follow that process, issue the purchase order, and get that furniture coming. And there'll be a verification of the design where the selected vendor comes out to the dispatch center and verifies dimensions and things like that before the production, the manufacturing, if you will, of the furniture occurs, to make sure all the dimensions are, tight and verified. But, this should definitely speed up the process and provide that furniture in place there in that room that's been identified at the sheriff's office well before the radio console equipment would come in and need to be placed on that furniture and integrated therewith. So the purchase will be the county, and we clearly made that very clear in the RFP that it wasn't Trot buying this or Grant Works buying this, that we're just supporting you guys in this procurement and solicitation and procurement, and that the ARP funds would be used to secure this. The ECCOG money couldn't buy the furniture. It could only buy infrastructure equipment. So that's why we went this route.
Okay. I'm sorry to keep switching back, but Mr. Bass, there's been discussion that the second round of funding for the ARP money could be reduced by Washington, and we not get all of it. Have you heard anything? What's your feelings, or what are you hearing?
Did you guys hear that at the TAC conference?
No,
No.
no.
Didn't that come, that actually came from Sandy?
From NATO.
Yeah,
NACO.
Oh, from NACO. No, I have not heard anything. That's the first time I've heard any rumors of the amount being reduced. I'll bring that up to my team, but absolutely not. I have not heard anything about Washington reducing the amount that was initially allocated to you guys. I would say that that's not true at the moment, but I'll definitely double check with my team to see if anyone else has heard anything about that. But yeah, I haven't heard anything from Grant Works regarding that. But
Okay.
was that an email from NACO, Sandy, or?
Yes, it came to my email. And it was on my tackle list, so.
Yeah, yes.
Very, very,
And I don't think he can hear you.
Yeah,
Or you
if you
have-
could, if Sandy could forward me that email, I'd like to see that. But I'll bring that up to my team. But right now, I would say that.
Was it due to the war? Yeah. Well, what I think it was referring to the Ukrainian and Russian war over there going on, and that they may need the funds, and so we may not get all of it.
Hmm.
And
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, so
I'll
if you'd bring that up with your team,
absolutely. Yeah.
and she will fax that email to you.
Okay. Great.
She'll send it to you. Fax, not fax. She'll send you the email.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, guys, thank you for your time. Appreciate
Yep.
you being here. And
Thank you.
I think that will wrap it up.
Yep. See you in
We'll
2
see
weeks.
y'all next Wednesday.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Bass won't need to be at the next workshop, will he? That's what I just have to think right then. Okay. Is there anything else? Any discussion we need?
One thing, I had RPM Water came to me and they got a proposal that they would like to have some money to do some work on some actually run new water lines. What do I do with that?
I've been giving them the same. That's what I've been doing. She's been the dumping ground because they're not the only one. We've had several.
Lots of requests.
Yeah.
I've been telling him, send them to you, he's been giving them time.
Well, we wanted to keep together all the ones that, I mean, it's not just water departments. We've
Right.
had other,
Yeah, we've had nonprofit.
and we've had,
Okay.
I guess the last one I got was from, Guardians, the state guardianship that oversees guardianships for the state. I don't remember the name, but, they know that those funds could be used for
Yeah.
that, so they.
Yeah.
they
Okay,
requested.
I'll give you that.
The problem with giving those people funds is we are responsible, the county is responsible that they spend it
Well,
to the federal.
and they said an engineer report, I mean, it's all pretty. They knew
And,
what
you know,
they
y'all
were.
already pretty well, spent your money.
Yeah, there's not that.
There's none left.
Yeah.
Sandy, did we look at election stuff? We were getting some emails or something.
Did you get in touch to us, sir? You talked to them about the elections, but at that time it wasn't under the ARP, but now that the 10 million loss calculation come in, it could be.
Right.
I mean, just because, you know, we're gonna have to do something.
That's right.
I mean, y'all pretty well obligated for money to towers and roads and the two projects we did, so I don't.
Yeah, because at first,
And
when I
then the
first
jail
asked,
was on
it
standby.
was not, it was not.
I don't know how much money we're gonna have, if we have any money left to do anything in the jail. but Have no idea.
But that is a big ticket item that the county's fixing to.
Do you know how much election equipment costs? I can get some, I've gotten some quotes, but they're old, probably at least 6, 7 months old.
And that might be something y'all need to look at during budget workshops to pay out of your reserve.
Yeah, it
I
is.
don't know how much it is.
Yeah, Hart,
Right now, we're on borrow, we borrowed a machine to do our count. I mean, ours is out and can't get parts for it, so it's just a matter of time.
I know Hart gave us one proposal.
Right, but it's been a while, so. we
Yeah.
got part-
You'd have to go out for proposals,
Oh, yeah,
new,
yeah,
you'd
absolutely.
have to go out for new proposals and get up.
I just-
But we're either gonna have to look at it through this or through in the budget workshops, because that, I mean,
Well, originally, since I brought it up when this first started, and it was a no-go for elections, and so I was gonna wait and come back
Mhm.
when we get, you know, the budget hearings and stuff.
okay, be sure and bring it up then. But
I just figured this would have been a good way to fund it. If we could.
well, it could be now. I think that's what Cindy's saying. It could be now, because now that they're freed up to 10 million.
The money, I mean, if there's no money later, they've obligated.
Yeah, I think I
They wanna give
heard
us
a lot where we're at.
That's
I
what
have
I'm
no
thinking.
idea. No, if we don't do something to deal with this grant money, then we're gonna be, we're gonna have to do something at some point in time. And you're gonna be with this taxpayer's money, or it's gonna be Van Zandt County taxpayers' money. It's gonna. So.
Barry's still here?
No,
No, they're gone.
they're gone. Then I guess you seen where Smith County, you seen what happened to Smith County's deal yesterday.
What's that?
Their jail. Oh, my God.
They failed.
They failed bad.
They had failed in 6 areas, and then they come and re-inspected and guys, the jails are an issue. And I think jail standards sent 3 inspectors there.
Smith County has a new jail.
Yeah, but they're overcrowded.
But they're overcrowded
Oh,
with
yeah.
that, and I don't know why, I can't understand why we don't have more people in our jail right now. I guess it just,
There's
you
not
know,
many arrested.
not, oh, no. I'm not gonna miss,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything, but.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
unusual.
Anything else? So I understood he's gonna be checking tower sites.
That's what we've been working on. We've been looking at possibilities. When we go to RFP, we'll be able to put in the RFP, we have all these optional locations. And then your vendors can look them over and see what would work, what wouldn't, and kind of design what they want to propose to bid to us. So that's the purpose of looking at all these. multiple sites.
Okay, he's checking DPS in precinct 2.
We're looking at existing sites as well as build out sites. Have a list of all kind of combined together where we need to be. So yes, we're looking at DPS down there.
Okay. All minds clear? Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
So moved.
All in favor, say aye. We adjourn. All opposed, same